So I took the F1 2022 season and translated it with the worst possible languages to translate. And this is the results. Before the season starts, due to changes in technical regulations, F1 decided to conduct 2 winter tests on 2 different tracks. This will enable the team to gather more information about the new car. The first tests will take place on February 23rd to 25th at the Barcelona-Catalunya circuit in Montmello and the Bahrain International Circuit. The second race will be held in Sakhir on March 10th till 12th. Pre-season testing has shown that Ferrari and Red Bull are 2 stronger teams than Constructors Champion Mercedes. Opening rounds, 2Cs. AlphaTauri driver Pierre Gasly suffered a fire and retired from pole position. Leclerc won the Grand Prix on lap 46, while teammate Carlos Sainz Ferrari finished 1-2, with Lewis Hamilton third and the Red Bull Racing team of Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez finishing second. He retired in 4th and 4th place on the knees. Prohibition. Finally, there is the issue of fuel. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Perez took his first pole position at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, with Verstappen's 2 Ferraris finishing 2nd and 3rd. Only 18 drivers took part in the race, and Hiroki Tsunoda's AlphaTauri started due to gearbox problems. Schumacher failed the time trial and retired. He will return in the next round. Mountaineer Fernando Alonso, McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo, and Alfa Romeo's Valtteri Bottas retired on lap 38 due to technical problems. Verstappen overtook Leclerc with 1 second left in the race. Whew, that was a close one. 3 fights with Perez. Australia. Leclerc won the Australian Grand Prix from pole position, with Perez and Mercedes' George Russell in second. But Perez's third teammate, Verstappen, finished second, but leaked fuel on lap 38. He retired due to an injury. Sainz spun on the first lap, 10, and was replaced by Nico Hülkenberg and Aston Martin driver Sebastian Vettel. Albon started the season by testing positive for the COVID-19 virus. Missed the first 2 races after failing the first practice round of round 4, and missed the first 2 races after Albon failed to provide a liter fuel sample. He was suspended from the start. After 57 grueling laps, he was leading heading into the final lap. Young finished 10th behind Williams. Imola. Verstappen initially overtook Leclerc, but then recovered and overtook Leclerc and teammate Perez. Leclerc recovered and finished 6th. As a result, Red Bull finished 2nd in the Drivers' Championship, 2nd behind Verstappen. Miami. Behind him were Red Bull Racing's Verstappen, Alfa Romeo Racing's Perez and Bottas. On lap 41, Norris's right rear tire collided with Gasly's left front tire, triggering a virtual safety car and stopping the race after 5 laps. Teammate Perez tried to overtake Sainz on the first lap, but made a mistake and stumbled. Vettel and Schumacher collided on lap 53, but nothing happened, with Perez and Russell temporarily losing around 30 horsepower due to engine problems. He's already in the top 5. Spain. Leclerc took pole position at the Spanish Grand Prix, but as a result, his turbocharger and MGU age failed and he retired on lap 27. Despite the DRS problem, Verstappen won the race and was overtaken by Perez on lap 49 due to a different strategy. Russell reached the podium, but Sainz had a bad start and turned too fast on the 4th of 7 laps. After contact with Magnussen at turn 4, An finished 4th ahead of Hamilton, who joined the team at turn 19. Red Bull Ferrari will compete in the Constructors' Championship for the first time this season. Meanwhile, the leader of the driver standings, Leclerc, has 19 points, while Verstappen has increased to 6 points. Monaco. Leclerc won the Monaco Grand Prix 2 laps ahead of Sainz and Perez, and 16 minutes late. The race started after a 15-minute break, and Leclerc, due to a technical error, finished 4th behind Verstappen and Sainz, overtaking Perez, Ocon and Hamilton respectively on lap 18. With 5 laps remaining, Magnussen retired due to hydraulic problems. Schumacher then drove him around the pool, split the car into 2 parts, and complete the race. Mid-season rounds. Azerbaijan. Perez quickly overtook Leclerc in the first quarter and led until lap 15. But Verstappen overtook Perez on the first lap. 9. There was a virtual safety car behind Sainz, stopped in turn 4 due to a hydraulic problem. Although he held a slight lead on lap 20, Leclerc's gearbox failed and Magnussen and Show retired. Tsunoda was flagged in orange and black due to an DRS error, which was corrected using a speedometer. Williams Latifi dropped to 13th place and received a 10-second penalty for crossing the finish line. How dare he? And a 5-second penalty for ignoring the green flag. Oh my god, this is so illegal. Canada. Verstappen took the lead at the Canadian Grand Prix for the first time in 2 years. Alonso left the Alps in 2nd place, ahead of Sainz. But Leclerc overtook Sainz and followed. Perez, who failed to qualify, began strength training in the 13th hour. Tsunoda crashed on lap 49 and was forced to exit the safety car. Sainz overtook Verstappen and the Red Bull driver to complete the stage. But Verstappen overtook Sainz and Hamilton to take the lead, with Leclerc 3rd. England. At the British Grand Prix, Sainz overtook Verstappen into the first corner and took pole position. But the race was red flagged due to a multi-car accident. And starting over means starting over for Sainz. He took the lead in the second start. But a few laps later, Verstappen overtook him. Leclerc defeated Sainz. Sainz, Perez and Hamilton raced on new tyres under the safety car, with Leclerc leading. He took 3 cars and dropped to 4th place. Austria. Verstappen took pole position and took his 2nd victory at the Austrian Grand Prix. Leclerc overtook him 3 times at different times and eventually won the race. The race was easy. Hungary. Russell took 1st place in the Hungarian Grand Prix and qualified for Red Bull Racing. After 5 laps, Russell moved up from 7th place. After 5 laps, Russell was 3rd behind Hamilton. Belgium. Alonso and Hamilton continued to interact after the pass on Lecombe, and he forced Hamilton out of the car shortly afterwards. Latifi and Bottas had to pit safely on the final lap, but Verstappen quickly passed the front of the car on the restart, leaving Perez in 2nd place behind Red Bull Racing's Sainz top. Clark uses new fluid. The best lap time will be determined on the last lap of the bike trial. Penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Netherlands. At the Dutch Grand Prix, Verstappen took Leclerc home, but Tsunoda retired on lap 45 with a left front wheel. However, Tsunoda continued to change the wheels at his feet. He ordered them to fasten their seatbelts. He was shot as he prepared to surrender. In the 47th game, Tsunoda solved the passing problem. Bottas retired from the race with engine problems on lap 55, but his car was completely safe. Milton restarted the race almost immediately, but Sainz received a 5-second penalty for unsafe overtaking while standing still. His only mission was to scold Tsunoda for taking off his belt on the field. Monza. Leclerc took the lead at the Italian Grand Prix, but Verstappen, who was 2nd, received a lap time penalty from Sainz. Hamilton's Verstappen started 7th, but lost Leclerc on lap 5. Leclerc successfully defended pole position when Vettel had engine problems on lap 10. Under the virtual safety car, Verstappen led until retiring on lap 26. Leclerc pitted again on lap 34, with Verstappen leading Wait, I thought he was out. On laps 39 and 47, so both of them, Ricciardo pulled to the side of the road behind the safety car. He did it twice on lap 39 and 47. But Verstappen kept his composure under the car and won. Incredible how he did that while retiring on lap 26. Closing rounds. Singapore. The Singapore Grand Prix was Verstappen's first victory in the sport. He must overtake Leclerc by 22 points, Perez by 13 points, and George Russell by 6 points. And if Verstappen is fastest on the first lap in 4th or lower and 8 points or below, Perez must be first or lower. Otherwise, Verstappen must be in first place. Rep. Fastest lap. Quick round. Leclerc was 9th or lower. They're not sure. Verstappen, who was 4th or 5th, once again not sure. The game was delayed for over an hour due to thunder and lightning. Japan. After Verstappen failed to win the Singapore Grand Prix, the race series gave him a chance to win another Japanese Grand Prix. Wow, how nice of the race series. A red flag lit up under the ambulance. I almost missed it due to bad weather. Guthrie angrily protested and slowed down, but said he would die if he lost control and hit the car. On the last lap, Leclerc was checked twice and received a 5-second penalty. America, Kota. Red Bull won the Drivers' Championship, beating Ferrari by 22 points at the United States Grand Prix, and winning the Constructors' Championship. For the first time since 2013, George Russell was eliminated in the first round and withdrew due to an injury. Mexico. Verstappen finished 6th in the Mexican Grand Prix for his 14th victory of the season. Okay, so how does that make sense? Brazil. The Sao Paulo Grand Prix is the third and final weekend of the season. This meant Friday's qualifying took place in wet conditions, only because of being the third and final weekend of the season. And Kevin Magnussen took his first pole position for Haas and first of his F1 career. But Magnussen failed to catch the fast car in the race, as did the Mercedes. It was similar. His front row seat at Sunday's Grand Prix was Russell's first two-seater finish since the 2020 Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix and his first F1 victory. He was told to finish at 6th place. Over the summer, teams were asked not to prioritize Perez. Abu Dhabi. Verstappen finished 7th in the final race of the season. I thought Brazil was the final weekend of the season. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, taking his 15th victory of the season. The championship fight between both teams will be the last match of the season. Aston Martin and Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo took 6th place. This will be the last race of Sebastian Vettel, Nicolas Latifi, and Mick Schumacher, who will retire in 2023 without winning a single race. So that's going to be it for the poorly translated 2022 season of Formula 1. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you want me to make a similar kind of video, but for the 2021 season, make sure to hit the like button and also comment it down below which seasons you would like me to do next. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good day and see you all in the next one. Goodbye.